Hey, all praise unto Yahweh Shemi Shai. Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone. Honor to you brothers will be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. So I'm going to do this quick video on this scripture right here. And but may go to other scriptures like Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. I was just thinking on what to do a video on today. And I had left this scripture from yesterday's video. I didn't go into this scripture for the student loan crisis that you got out there. But this is a good scripture. This is a good scripture for the times that we're living in right now. Okay? Because this is the old Proverbs dealing with Lazarus. Okay, where with the rich man being Esau, and us, the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, basically we are taking crumbs off of this man's table. You know, there's no two ways to put it. Okay, there is no alternative, what do you call an alternative theory. Okay, the reality of the situation is that we are just eating scraps off of Esau's table. Okay, we ain't doing too good right now. We're taking major L's, and like the elders out there within Dallas like to say, we need the whole game to be stopped. Okay, the score to be thrown out the window, the scoreboard to be thrown out the window, the whole stadium to be blown up. Okay, so we can play a new game, because this whole society is rigged, and is rigged against you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans specifically. Okay, so it says, "Go to you now, you rich men, weep, for your misery shall come upon you." And what the miseries that we're talking about here within the scriptures? Okay, there's a multi-facet set of miseries that's going to befall these Edomites. And I'm going to do a video tomorrow, hopefully at the camp, going into, and I don't want to spoil it too much. I don't want to go into it right now, okay, because I got it prepared for the camp now. But basically, I'm going to title the video something to the effect of the Edomites are still here. And pretty much, and that's the reason I want to do that video, is because you got a lot of cats out here that's saying that, you know, Esau's done away with and they don't exist anymore, and that's just not true. Okay, so I wanted to do a sermon, or a segment of the sermon is going to be dealing with the Edomites, and I'm going to title it that the Edomites are still here. Okay, they're in the banks. Okay, because when you go into who Esau is, the head tribe of Esau, which is Amalek, you found out those are the people that are in the that are running a havoc on the world's resources. Okay, to the end of that this scripture is written, and they're the so-called Jews that are living within the world right now. Okay, so it says, "Go to ye now, you rich men, weep ye and howl, for your miseries are come upon you." So that being the ICBM nuclear missiles of judgment, the slavery that's prophesied about these elites and their families. Okay, and that's going to come upon them. Okay, the falling down of their economy. Okay, but if you're on a high elite level, whether you're elite on the right hand side or on the left hand side, then you pretty much know that this economy is going to fail, and you've been investing in a longevity outside of this economy. So for the men of the Lord, our longevity that we've been buying buying low and selling high on is this word. Okay, so we've been stacking up on this word, man. Okay, and that's going to give us a massive return when the Lord comes back. And as for these elites, they've been basically endeavoring to set up their so-called new world order, of which we know through the scriptures they're not going to achieve that. We know that they're going to fail in trying to achieve that so-called new world order. Okay, and in fact, they're going to actually be doing the bidding of Yahweh, in that they're going to be really working towards the Lord's world order, new world order. Okay, wherein, you know, you're going to have righteousness. So this whole thing of depopulation, that's actually a thing that's written within the scriptures. Okay, when you go into the scriptures, you find out that there's going to be a man desiring to see another man's face because of scarcity of the population due to the ICBM UK missiles that's going to hit this place that they're going to unleash. Okay, so it says, the 2nd chapter, James 5:2, it says, "Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you." So on a basic level, okay, you're gonna have a lot of busts coming up pretty soon. Okay, you're gonna find out. Oh, just right now. Really, that would have been a good article to go into. But if you look at the Dow right now, okay. In fact, if I try to do it, and I try not get too much distractions off of my phone. Okay, but if we go to the Dow right now, okay, Dow Jones, okay, you're gonna find out that pretty much is. I mean, look at that, man. Okay, look at that. Okay, so on a basic level, this is what's happening in terms of the economy and that. But on a higher level, we know that this is all orchestrated, okay, to the intent of having the whole entirety of the world's resources put into one bag. Okay, what we know as globalization. Is it globalization? I don't know if that's the correct technical term. A centralized, okay, a centralized means of governing everybody, whether it be monetary system, whether it be food, okay, rationing, etc., etc. All of this is going to be monetized, and the means to monetize it is going to come by way of the RFID chip. But in order to do that, these prophecies like your gold is corrupted, garments are moth-eaten, gold is cankered, and so on and so forth is going to come to pass. Okay, so it says your gold and silver is cankered, and the rest of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh, and it shall be as it were a fire, and ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. And this is really a beautiful scripture when you're understanding spiritually, of which I'm not saying I have the highest understanding of this scripture. I have teachers too, okay, and I'm sure my teachers will open up even more understanding of this scripture than to me, okay. But in the interest of this video, although they're trying to set up their so-called new world order, and we know they're going to orchestrate this thing of a world crash, we also know that that's going to be really much the last of Esau's pinnacle. Okay, so although on a deep level you could say the elites are crashing their own economy, really it's the Lord that's crashing their economy. Okay, He's put it within their spirit to try work on the hand. Okay, to have it to where they have to have it to where they get the people chipped. So they're thinking they're gonna do that. And then out of that, the ashes of a broken economy, they're going to destroy their own society. Okay, the best bits about it, the economy, whatever. They're going to crash the best bits about their economy, thinking that they're going to revive it in a new world order. Okay, see, that's why, see, when you watch programs like Vikings and you're seeing Ragnar Lothbrok trying to decipher his, whether it's the God's intent to what he does, and he's trying to kill himself and this, that, and the third. I don't want to give too much away of the TV program, but pretty much he goes through a situation where he thinks he's in control of his own life, and that's how Esau has gone about. Okay, they've been going about thinking that they have control over their own lives, and they're the ones that are saying, "Look, we're gonna canker our own gold. Okay, we're gonna put ourselves in a bad global economic situation so we can centralize everything." Okay, that's what Esau is saying. But really, the Lord is saying, "Look, this thing of Federal Reserve that you've set up, I'm gonna take it away from you. This thing of currencies and bitcoins or whatever means of trade Esau has set up, the Lord was gonna take it from you." And instead of you thinking that you was gonna revive it, or you're gonna orchestrate the whole you was gonna orchestrate the whole thing by yourself, rather what's gonna happen is that once it's destroyed, you're gonna try to set up a so-called new world order, but you're gonna fail, because you're gonna realize the Most High has always had you in your trick bag to the point that this, what I call the basic side of this scripture, in that, or rather more the higher level of this scripture, is that these elites are gonna do it themselves. Well, really, you're gonna find out it's really basic how that, they thought they was in control, and they found out that they wasn't in control. They thought that they was putting themselves in a situation where they can crash the global economy, but really it was the Lord that was crashing the global economy, because he's gonna have it to where they're trying to set up a so-called new world order, and they're gonna fail miserably, man. Okay, and that's spoken about within the book of Job, the 20th chapter. how that when they're about to accomplish, the Most High shall put them in straits. Okay, so they're gonna be put in difficulties, man. Okay, and part of them difficulties, when you really think about it, is the fact that the Lord is gonna have it to where this truth is coming out. Okay, the bare fact that this truth is coming out, okay, is a difficulty to Esau, because now you got a whole 400 guys, 500 guys, 600 guys, okay, they're all under orders to be pushing out videos at a rate of 3 per week. Okay, so let's say there's 1,000 guys in Great Millstone. That's 3,000 videos, okay, exposing multi different facets of Esau. I mean, think about that. Okay, let's say there's 300 guys, okay, individuals out there within the whole house of Great Millstone, the house of David. Okay, and we know through the orders that was put out by the elders that we're supposed to be doing 3 videos a week. Okay, so that's 900 videos. Okay, let's say they try to do a false flag attack. Man, at least a third of the brothers is gonna do a video on that. So you're dealing with like 300 videos with Esau exposed for false flag, etc., etc., etc. So that was gonna put him in difficulties, man. Okay, that's how we know YouTube is rigged too, because when you got it to where these things pop off, man, brothers be pushing out videos, man. You don't have to be digging out, real deep and trying to find the information and that. Hell, you might find we found certain videos that we had posted, and the ones that we post might have like 100 hits, but if it's posted on another person's page, okay, irregardless of that person's social standing, them hits be over the roof, because really what they're trying to do is trying to stop this truth from going out. Okay, but see, that's why the Most High had an edict out there to what you were supposed to be teaching out there within the streets. Okay, so even if we don't eat, we know that the internet does the heavy lifting, but you still got to be out there. Okay, for the people that they ain't necessarily gonna have access to that. Okay, they're gonna be out there on the streets. Okay, so let's see, finish this up. It says leave me alone for now, man. Okay, so let's just finish this up. Okay, so this is in the book of Habakkuk. Okay, Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. Okay, and I want to go straight to the point where it says, "Woe unto him that is laden with a thick clay." Okay, which I probably passed it, knowing me. Okay, bear with me. Just search it out. In fact, it's in there. A thick clay, and then we finish with that, because that's all part of the same thing. Okay, them debts. Okay, how they keep increasing in debts, and so on and so forth. Okay, all of that is indicative of their goal being corrupted. Okay, because to really try and make money of indebtment, man, that's really wicked, and it's a corrupt way of thinking. Okay, it says Habakkuk 2:6, it says, "Shall not all of these take up a proverb against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe unto him that increases that which is not his." Okay, how long? To him that is laden with thick clay, and that's dealing with all of that debt. Okay, that's leading to what you were seeing out there with the Dow Jones dropping all them points. So hopefully that was of edification. Lord's will, I'll see you in the next video. I'm gonna say all praise unto Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone. Honestly, brothers will be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.